Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 11th January 2023. Sorry, 2024. That is 11th January 2024. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Hardan, 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 Haribol, TRSV Nectar, NECTAR, nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been trying to discuss about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been trying to do in all my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous, present, and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for today's video. In the past few videos, we have been trying to discuss, study, and analyze at length a particular term in the life and psyche of every human living entity, whether male or female, in a particular lifetime in this material world. This term, which plays a perennial part in the lives of all human living entities, is known as mind. Every spirit soul or every unevolved individual spirit soul becomes a human or other living entity when it is enveloped with four layers of material body. When this spirit soul tries to get in touch with this material world and to lord it over the material energy. These four layers are known as the causal body of intelligence and logic, the astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions, the etheric body of senses being five in number, that is, sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, and finally the fourth gross body made up of four material elements, namely air, fire, water, and earth. When this spirit soul thus becomes a living entity, it takes some time to get acclimatized in this material world before it individually begins its seemingly endless chain of births and deaths in various species, including the human one. Only after it is born in various species and dying in a particular lifetime in that particular form, they ultimately get a human birth. The destiny and karma of every human living entity begins only when that living entity takes a human birth, whether as a male or as a female. Now, as there are individual spirit souls and individual living entities, every individual living entity is equipped with one mind. That is, every living entity, whether human or otherwise, has one mind that operates on its own differently according to the whims and fantasies of that particular living entity. In this society, in a given a lifetime, there is a multitude of human living entities, both male and female. Of them, 75% continue with their individual lifetimes in a vegetative state without bothering about the actual purpose in life for those living entities. The rest 25% are further divided into two parts. 20% of human living entities get attracted towards or gravitate towards the dark negative forces that have been in existence in this material world for times immemorial. The last five are what are known as chosen ones. These are those human living entities, both male and female, who are attracted to the positive forces of this material world, whether that positive force is material or spiritual or both. We have been trying to discuss various case histories of individual living entities to find out how every individual mind works. In that process, we have been discussing about various case histories from those human living entities who gravitated towards the 20% dark negative forces of this material world. For the time being, we have been discussing about the underworld rife in Mumbai or Bombay, the commercial capital of the state of Maharashtra in the country of India. We have been trying to discuss at length this particular case history based on an axis called one individual human living entity named Dawood Ibrahim. In this story, we have been discussing about the running turf war between one gang called the Pathan gang and the other called the Dawood gang. An awesome gangster from the Pathan gang called Nawabzada Jangres Khan was shot dead by a hitman provided by a Hindu gangster of Bombay in a particular courtroom in the year 1984. This was probably the first time that an outside gang tried to participate in the turf war between the Pathan gang and the Dawood gang. In that process, several murders, including that of that Hindu gangster called Rajan Nair or Bada Rajan, took place. While this was going on, one totally affluent, classy, unconnected criminal gang called the Dholakia gang began to jump into this fray just because two of the brothers in that Dholakia gang, namely Arvind Dholakia and Mahesh Dholakia, tried to take some pleasure out of this action of turf war in the Mumbai underworld. Now we will talk about what happened when one gangster called Abdul Kunju, who was responsible for the murder of the Hindu gangster Bada Rajan and who was affiliated with the Pathan gang, was shot dead by this very Bada Rajan's underling called Chota Rajan during a cricket match. Once this happened, the Pathan gang got wind of the fact that the Dawood gang knows about the involvement of Abdul Kunju with the Pathan gang, resulting in the murder of Bada Rajan. Immediately after this happened, two more famous or equally notorious gangsters called Samad Khan and Amir Zada Alam Zeb Pathan of the Pathan gang tried to lie low for the time being. While Samad Khan chose to remain incognito in his own turf in the Pakmodia Street Mohalla of Mumbai, the other gangster called Amir Zada Alamzeb Pathan left this commercial capital called Bombay or Mumbai and vanished in thin air. Samad Khan was not only a gangster and a very handsome one at that, He also had a girlfriend who was a Hindu and who lived in a very top luxurious apartment complex in Bombay. While Samad Khan tried to lie low, he approached this very girlfriend to get a hideout in her own commercial complex. There, this girl had a family which was a family friend of that girl and which had two or three very respectable brothers or members of the family called probably Jain or Desai or Joshi. This girl arranged for a hideout for Samad Khan in that very house. Samad Khan became a temporary inhabitant in the household of that particular gang house. Meanwhile, this Amir Zada Alamzeb Pathan tried to get an asylum in the hideout of another very notorious gangster called Abdul Latif, who was their own close associate already and who was having his own operations in the capital of the state of Gujarat called Ahmedabad. Amir Zada Alamzeb Pathan took a refuge in one of the apartments provided by the same Abdul Latif. Daud Ibrahim got wind of this fact. He indirectly suggested to Abdul Latif that it would be very, very imprudent on his part to directly interfere in the war between the Pathan gang and the Daud gang by providing an asylum to the Pathan gang gangster called Amir Zada Alamzeb Pathan. This Abdul Latif got a whiff of this and he saw sense in this matter. Meanwhile, after shooting down Samad Khan, the other gangster in Bombay, this very Daud Ibrahim got asylum in a Middle East country called Dubai in West Asia. From there, he started overseeing his operations in the Bombay underworld. We already know that Daud was very, very close to a network of unscrupulous Bombay businessmen, the Bombay police, and some of the politicians in Bombay. As a result of which, he began using these connections to bump off his own underworld enemies. Amir Zada Alamzeb Pathan, just like Samad Khan, had one girlfriend who was in one hideout in Gujarat. This fellow's love nest was well protected in Gujarat, and nobody knew about this. However, Dawood, being Dawood, came to know about this very love nest. In fact, he had also shot Samad Khan dead only through his own girlfriend, that is, Samad Khan's girlfriend, who had provided a hideout for Samad Khan, is in her own residential complex. Daud had arranged for the attack and killing of Samad Khan in that very complex before leaving for Dubai for good. Now only Amirzada Alamzeb Pathan was left. Daud came to know about this very love nest safely ensconced in Gujarat, where Amirzada Alamzeb used to frequent. He informed the Mumbai police about this. Amir, sorry, Amirzada Alamzeb Pathan had several cases of various crimes pending against him in Bombay. The police of Bombay, in a joint operation with the Gujarat police, raided that hideout, but unfortunately for them, Amirzada Aurangzeb Pathan had left that hideout only a half an hour back. Aurangzeb came to know about this raid promptly. He got extremely scared. He approached the same Abdul Latif for one last help. He asked Abdul Latif to arrange for a hideout for Alamzeb Pathan in some remote locality in the very same Gujarat outskirts of the capital called Ahmedabad. Abdul Latif obliged Alamzeb Pathan. Alamzeb began living in that particular residential locality. However, he was soon spotted by the local residents of this very locality, and someone gave a tip about him to the Gujarat police. They said that they had a suspicious and Pathan looking gentleman who was living in one of the flats in that very village or township. When the police raided this house, Abdul Latif, who was a don in Ahmedabad, got a whiff of this raid and he tipped off Alamzeb Pathan. Alamzeb immediately left that residential complex and went into the outskirts further into the Gujarat state. He was on foot. Meanwhile, the Gujarat police raided that residence and came back empty handed. But as far as they were concerned that very night, luck was in their favor. Alamzeb was running out of this place in the dead of night. He went into the interior of the outskirts of that area where he was confronted by a local community of a criminal tribe called Kanjaris. These people suspected Aurangzeb of doing or trying to do some nefarious activity in that area, including trying to molest the girls of that community. The irate crowd of that community beat up Aurangzeb Pathan without realizing his true identity, and they soon beat Aurangzeb Pathan to death in that very locality in the dead of night that fateful day. The police caught wind of this macabre activity and they soon went to the murder spot. There they found Aurangzeb Pathan very dead. Without mentioning who this person was, they took charge of the body, wrote off a case against the Kanjari community, and declared that Aurangzeb Pathan had been killed in a police encounter. Daoud's cup was full. All his Pathan gang rivals who were actively involved in that gang war were now dead. Nawabzada Jangres Khan, Samad Khan, and Aurangzeb Pathan were all dead, and the others did not matter much because they were, though directly involved in the war, they were under the command of these triumvirate of the Pathan gangsters. Daud became a crime supremo in Bombay. Now, all did not last long for Daud. Daud came in touch with the Hindu underworld, which was very active in Bombay at that time. The top gangsters included one Ashok Joshi, one Dilip Bua, Maya Dolas, Khem Bahadur Thapa, Arun Goli, Chota Rajan, and Amar Nayak, to name a few. All these people were equally dangerous and active, and they provided a threat to Daoud's empire of underworld in Bombay. Daoud had to do something fast to get a control over the Mumbai underworld. Now we will take a detour. This shows to us how the mind of one who is deep and earnestly devoted to the underworld and the dark negative forces of the material world operates. As far as these people or these individual entities are concerned, for them, their own world, their own gang wars, skirmishes, strifes, and their greed, selfishness, etc., matters more than trying become a decent citizen of this society. These people take pride in their own individuality as criminals. This is all I wanted to talk in this video about the mobsters and their might. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject. Please give me your own expert views, thoughts, opinions, and ideas so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.